Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on King Richard II, and today we get to hear from Northumberland in Act 2, Scene 3. So things that are happening, the King Richard has gone off to Ireland to fight a war, and as soon as he left, Henry Bolingbroke, also known as the Duke of Hereford, came back from France and landed on England's northern shores to try to take the country back, especially since the king is now absent. So people are being sort of dispersed in many different directions, and Bushy, Bagot, and Green have gone different ways. There's a lot of people who are expressing that they really don't like the king and the way that he's doing things. And Northumberland had been sort of playing a little bit of puppet master to get people to talk about how much they don't like the king, and he was going to go and join Bolingbroke's side. So Northumberland has made it to Bolingbroke, and they are on their way to Berkeley, Castle Berkeley, I believe. And as they're the two of them come in with the train of soldiers and all that sort of thing, and Bolingbroke is like, "How much farther do we have to go?" And Northumberland says, "Believe me, noble lord, I am a stranger here in Gloucestershire. These high, wild hills and rough, uneven ways draws out our miles and makes them wearisome. And yet our fair discourse hath been as sugar, making the hard way sweet and delectable. But I methink me, what a weary way from Ravenspur to Cotswold will be found in Ross and Willoughby, wanting your company, which, I protest, hath very much beguiled the tediousness and process of my travel. But theirs is sweetened with the hope to have the present benefit that I possess, and hope to joy is little less in joy than hope enjoyed. By this the weary lord shall make their way seem short, as mine hath done, by sight of what I have, your noble company." So he's brown-nosing, is what he's doing here. He's saying, he says, "I have no idea how much longer it's going to be, but traveling with you has been so lovely that it hasn't seemed very long at all. And poor Ross and Willoughby that are coming along behind me, their way has to seem really long, but no, it's actually not going to be that bad because they have the hope of meeting you soon, so their way will pass with the hope of the joy of seeing you as much as I have enjoyed traveling with you." And Bolingbroke basically responds, "No, you're too much." And then Henry Percy enters, who is Northumberland's son, and lets them know that people are being dispersed because Richard really isn't in favor anymore. So Bolingbroke gets to learn a little bit more about how ill-perceived King Richard II's reign is at the moment, so he learns a little bit more about the people's dissatisfaction with that. And then Ross and Willoughby show up. Oh, and there's kind of a funny moment when Percy shows up, and he's talking about, I got to go find the Duke of Hereford, and Northumberland's like, "Have you not met him? He's right here." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I just never have met you before, so nice to meet you, my Duke." And Ross and Willoughby show up, and Bolingbroke greets them nicely, and they're like, "Oh, hey, there's Berkeley Castle right there, and we think the Duke of York and some other people are in there," which very briefly after they say that, the Duke of York comes out to greet them, and tomorrow we'll get to see how well that goes. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.